Hello there, welcome to African Brands. I'm Ore Ajewale. It's great to have you join us on the show today. Kicking off the show with our brand leaders chat with Mr. Ike Chukwu Nnamani during a visit to his company's headquarters, Medallion Communications, right here in Lagos. He shared with us a few pointers for reducing the interconnect and infrastructural debt in the Nigerian telecommunications industry. Take a look.
We started about the time the telecom industry was experiencing the growth in terms of market players. And we saw the need to have a career neutral player that is able to bring together the various service providers under a common platform. And more importantly, bridge that gap that traditionally would exist between the bigger, stronger players and the smaller ones. And also bridge the gap that the various technology access to the subscribers was evolving with. Then we've got the GSM, CDMA fixed line players, and we felt if we play in the interconnect space as a clearinghouse, then irrespective of the access technology to the subscribers at the core of the network, we should be able to ensure seamless connectivity across them, which we were able to do very well. And then on the data center co-location space, when we started, nobody knew about that. People didn't even understand what we were talking about, but we could see that down the line, this will become a critical part of the Nigerian telecom ecosystem, which it is today. Today, we've got a lot of people, big players coming into the data center space. This is something we've been doing for more than 10 years before most of them even saw that this is something important. So we've been a pioneer in that space. And that was because we could see what is needed to really achieve the core objective in terms of ensuring high and good quality of service to the subscribers. Yeah, we have been in the forefront of promoting getting infrastructure to the edge as much as possible. We believe that there is currently a disproportionate allocation of telecom infrastructure across the country. A lot of the infrastructure is still warehoused within Lagos. Yes, we are a major player in that. We are very strong in the Lagos market, but we feel given the the structure of the country, that there should be at least infrastructure spread across, starting with the geopolitical zone, and then within each zone spread across the various cities. So one of the core things we've been trying to push over the last few years is how do you get the same type of infrastructure you have within Lagos spread across the country, and we are doing a lot about that, creating new data centers, creating new connectivity points, trying to get a lot of the content and platforms that people within Lagos can easily enjoy, better internet access, better connectivity. We're trying to push this to the hinterlands and to ensure that is spread across other cities within the country. We feel that is the way to go, because what we have today is not sustainable. We don't have strong national backbones that will ensure that every traffic comes to Lagos to be exchanged. So you should be able to exchange the traffic at the regional level and ultimately on the state-by-state basis. Because when you do that, the content is closer to the users, then you can localize the service, and then the quality of service will be higher, as well as the price point to the subscribers. Because today, everybody is paying for the unnecessary flow of traffic. What you see today, if you go to a city like Jos and you are having a subscriber, let's say MTN subscriber is calling a Glo subscriber in Jos, that traffic must come to Lagos, Abuja, or Port Harcourt to be exchanged, because there's no connectivity in Jos. And the same is applicable in pretty much more than 80% of the country. You experience the same issue. And this is why the quality of service is still very poor, because you see a lot of traffic just being moved around that shouldn't even be there on the national backbone, that on its own is not even strong enough to carry national traffic. So we're going to do something about that, and more importantly, make sure that content owners and content providers are able to implement services at the local level. Progress has been made. It's still a work in progress. First, and it's fair to give credit to where it's due. On the federal side, I know the NCC has done a lot. The EVC had engaged the federal government at that level, and we know from the federal point, like right-of-way issues, they've been able to harmonize it within a reasonable price point. Unfortunately, that has not been translated to the state level, which is now the next phase that they want to look at, to see if what has been achieved at the federal level can also be achieved at the state level. So NCC had played that role, which we are very grateful for. On the association level, we've also been able to engage more effectively. I know a situation where, like in Lagos, for instance, where the state agencies in the past have taken more Draculian approach in their relationship with operators. ATCON has been able to bridge that gap. I know that for sure, because we've had a lot of experience, including even our company, when we had a problem with one of our masts, and they had some issues. ATCON was able to intervene, and we were able to reach some form of agreement on a structured ways to handle the challenge that came up at that time. So it's there, but it's still a work in progress. It's not, and it's going to continue. We don't see it as something that will just happen in a day. We are not naive to know that these things take time. Also, because of change in personnel in government, election just ended, new people are coming on board. So sometimes you end up going to revisit the same issues with the new team that has come, if there's no continuity in some of the states. So we understand that those are the challenges, but as we said, a lot of progress has been done.
Nigeria's ICT sector, believe it or not, is budding and growing. And one of the companies that I can say is at the forefront of that is the Interconnect Clearing House. We took a trip down to their office a few weeks ago, right here in Victoria Island, Lagos, to meet with the CEO, Mr. Oladele Ayombadejo.
You see, in a layman's way, we simplify things. Try to imagine Nigeria, a country of over 200 million, according to United Nations statistics. We have the major players. We have the small players. They need to have a central place of interconnecting. We provide that level playing field for them. They're what we call local players. They're the international players. They're the national players. Everybody, they operate in their own space. Try to imagine now some local player wanting to connect to like 20, 30 other players. A single connectivity to us means they can reach all the 30 players in the industry. They don't need to start worrying about how to connect to the MTNs, the Airtel, or the Globalcoms, or the 9mobiles of this world. A single connection to us means they can reach everywhere. And that means that the MTNs of this world does not need to start chasing 40 odd players for the payment of their bills. They leave that trouble to us. They invoice us. We collect their money from them for all those people. And those people, too, they invoice us. We get their money for them from other players in the industry. We provide a kind of, we're like sitting in a roundabout. We provide visibility for everybody. It's a simple way. And our regulator that actually came up with that model, in their excellent judgment, knew that Nigeria needs something like that. It's the same thing in the bank. You take the check of another bank to another bank. You get paid. The bank now worry through the clearing to get the money from the other person for you. We have the middleman providing connectivity for everybody. And it's not just that. We provide something which a lot of people don't seem to understand. You see, the telecommunication industry, because there are multiple players, they have multiple vendors. We simplify it. A player comes with a technology that's probably not compatible with the other person. We create the compatibility for them so that they can be able to seamlessly connect to each other. They're what we call legacy networks. Networks that have older equipment. There are people with next generation networks that have very advanced equipment. But how do they connect? There is what we call backward compatibility and forward compatibility. You are talking from your network. You want to be able to reach the other network. You are not caring about the kind of technology they have deployed. We simplify it. We make the connection to happen. We provide voice interconnectivity, voice and SMS interconnectivity. And those are the things we're saying. For national, we have a license for providing voice connections between the networks. And you know there are some other players where we call ISPs, Internet Service Providers. Basically, they provide internet. But the evolution of the networks have turned into, before we used to separate voice and data, but everything has become data now. So on that network, we are able to separate voice, data, SMS. We are able to translate it into what you send to us are packets of information. So we can break them into voice. So we route the voice to the proper place. We route the SMS to the proper place. And the same way when it's coming from the other side, we route them properly. Not only for national, they're international callers coming into Nigeria. People calling from overseas, they dial into Nigeria. We're able to route the voice calls, SMS to the networks as well. And then there is something else we do, which is unique for us alone. We do it on behalf of NCC, mobile number portability. We are the only one doing that in Nigeria. And we're doing this on behalf of our regulator, Nigerian Communications. You keep your number, you can move to another network. We are the one doing that for the mobile networks in Nigeria. The engine resides here. There's something we call value-added service now. There are a lot of things you guys are doing with your mobile phones now, applications. So instead of you duplicating that application, you put that application with us because we already have connection to all those people. You don't need to duplicate it. It saves you money. You are in a single location, you have connectivity to all the networks. Because of the environment we're playing in, we have a data center and we are doing what we call hosting services. We provide opportunity for you to bring your servers to our data center to be hosted. The advantage of this is this: we have a very reliable internet, we have reliable power. So, and because of internet, that means that you can access your equipment from anywhere in the world. You have 24/7 power availability, so you don't need to worry about those things. It is the industry we are playing in, so we encourage people to bring those things to us. And you know, the technology for cloud is something everybody talk about now, cloud-based stuff. So the cloud does not need to be in the United States. The cloud is in Nigeria, and that's it. Even for you, for your office, you could actually have your servers, everything you are broadcasting with us here. All you need is internet, and you can be sure that your equipment will have a 24/7 accessibility from our office. It's fully secured, power, internet, you have that. So we're doing co-location services, we're doing hosting. There's what we call the physical hosting. You can bring your servers here, or virtual hosting, in which we create virtual servers for you. We have virtual servers here, so we can do that for you. And then we're doing value-added services aggregation for value-added service providers. Instead of them going to co-locate their equipment at the location of the mobile operators, they bring it here, and a single place they get access to all the mobile operators. So we actually signed on someone from Kaduna, and from anywhere, from his mobile phone, from his house, he can access his equipment. Even when you are traveling, you can access your equipment.
Today on Spotlight, we're taking a look at a brand that's at the center of quality services and offerings to benefit the vast Nigerian public. With over 30 outlets across the country, AutoFit and Energy is harnessing foreign technologies in vehicle and wheel maintenance and safety as well, right here in Nigeria. We sat down with the CEO to listen to him share their story, His Royal Highness Dr. Olusegun Aderemi, and we got a chance to take a look at one of their outlets.
It's a business that, I created because of what I've seen in the society. Things are done here, which does not level up with advancement. And that led me to going out to, do some researches and study. Then, I came back to form this automatic with energy. For example, if you look at those local organizers, the way they were taught in those days, they have to use the rod to hit the rim to bring out the tire. At the end of the day, they end up, smashing their fingers and so many things. And at the end of the day also, when we started having these alloy rims and everything, you can see those things, they damage the rims, and most people don't like it. But the local organizer does not have any other means of doing it. That is the way it's been taught, So, and I look at it, so many things are being computerized. How come can't we have this in a computerized form so that at least we can do it in a better way, so that it can be modern? We can also pair with, the other side of the world and see how things are done. So that was what led to me going out, research about this, and thank God I was able to find one, so that concept was borrowed from outside and I brought it here, and thank God for where we are now as far as that business is concerned. As far as automatic filter and energy is concerned, those other services that we offer are complementary services. Because when we're talking about alignment, balancing, we're talking about tires. Sales of tire is complementary. Servicing vehicles, which is also complementary to fixing of wheels. We introduce what they call fast fits, quick fit in other part of Europe. We introduce it here, and what we have just said is that it's not just enough, when you turn a lube into a lubricant storage or changing of lubricant alone. Let us have these wheels, bring in some specialty in wheels, because it's still part of the vehicle. And in bringing in specialty in wheels, we have to do this servicing in a modern way. And we also have to talk about those things that are challenges to the industry here. If you're talking about good lubricant, a good lubricant should go with a good filter, oil filter. If you have a good lubricant and you don't have a good oil filter, then you're not even anywhere, because eventually that bad filter will mess up your lubricant, So we went out also to look for one of the best filter manufacturers, and we also got out to look for one of the best brake pad manufacturers. And we do what we call time management. All these that I've said, now you can even clean your car with, chemical wash, and within 1 hour, you're off the road. Yeah. We want people to really have that confidence in those that are managing their vehicle, and in also keeping their time. Not thinking of the time you're going to spend in garage, because of that you will not leave the fault in your vehicle for a long time. People don't go to garages because they think about the time they're going to spend there. And when you have a minor fault, if you don't fix it, it degenerates into a major one. So that is why in our place we say, okay, no appointment. You can just come in, get your car fixed, and go. And to the best of our own knowledge and ability, we've been able to save a lot of people money, on maintenance. We've also been able to save them much of their time. Time, instead of going to the garage to spend more time, spend days, we do it within 1 hour, and they're happy with us. When we started in the FRSC, we had a survey together, we got a figure of the problems, the challenges of road accidents, reasons for that. We've been able to identify that it was the road accident has reduced compared to what we used to have. So to us, it shows us that people are beginning to embrace, this our technology, knowing about their wheels, Then afterwards, we started receiving award and recognition from outside the country. The first one that came was from Nairobi, Kenya. You know, afterwards, so many awards started rolling in. So it gives me joy that, oh, people really understand what we're doing and we're making impact that we intend to make in the society. So those awards are our biggest joy in this business.
Once again, thank you so much for joining us today on the show. We will be with you same time next week. I'm Maria Jolie. Have a good day.